Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first installment of NIU Business Buzz. Today we have Dr. Tim Aurand. He is the James E. Thompson Professor of Marketing here at the college, and we are going to talk about the Volkswagen Dieselgate scandal in a little more detail. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll jump right in. So if you could give us the kind of executive cliff notes of this whole entire Dieselgate scandal.
Sure. Volkswagen set out to be the largest car manufacturer in the world. And in 2015, they got very close to that. And they hoped to get a lot of their sales through the sale of diesel-powered cars. Now, in Europe, diesel-powered cars represent nearly 50% of the marketplace. In the US, far less than that, closer to 3%. So Volkswagen hoped to garner market share in sales in the United States with the sale of their clean diesel. In the spring of 2015, West Virginia University researchers there did a study on the Volkswagens and found with the Passat and with the Jetta that the performance on the road was far different than performance in the lab. As far as regarding pollutants, it was 30 to 40 times higher on the road than it was in the lab. And so the researchers informed the EPA. EPA conducted tests and found similar results. And then Volkswagen was told you cannot sell diesels in the United States until we rectify this problem. It was found that a computer-controlled defeat device had been implemented and installed on the vehicles. And what it did was detected when the car was being tested versus when it was being on the road. It would dramatically change its performance on the road versus when it was being lab tested. That device was put on about 500,000 cars that were sold in the United States. It was from 2008 to present, and about 11 million cars worldwide. At this point, Volkswagen does not have a fix for it. They could have come out with a fix as early as a month from now, but until that time, Volkswagen diesels cannot be sold in the United States. And we're waiting for that fix to see what it entails so that they can start selling diesel cars again.
Sure. So, it sounds like a really unique situation. How does this situation compare to the other automotive crises that have happened?
Well, it's not the first one for sure. I mean, if we go back to the unsafe at any speed Corvair, to the exploding Ford Pintos, to Ford Explorers with Firestone tires that would explode, to unintended acceleration with Audis, and more recently with Toyotas, to Takata airbag problems, and most recently with General Motors and ignition switch problems. We've seen issues before in the United States. However, what's unique about this is Volkswagen intentionally attempted to deceive the EPA and its customers. Intentionally did. And so with that, it sets Volkswagen in this situation off to the side as a unique situation to face.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm assuming with such a unique situation, there's got to be some sort of ripple effect that happens. How does this affect everything, even the supply chain in this whole entire situation?
Good question, because it's not just a problem with Volkswagen and their customers. If you think, for example, about the Volkswagen dealers, now they're sitting on a lot of inventory that they can't sell. It's illegal for them to attempt to sell it, and it's sitting there depreciating. And this has also had a negative impact on the sale of Volkswagen gasoline-powered cars. We think about ad agencies who have produced advertisements and bought ad space, but they can't air the ads now. I mean, there's no sense in airing an ad to sell a vehicle that's illegal for them to sell. I think of insurance companies that have insured hundreds of thousands of cars in the United States, and suddenly all of these cars have depreciated dramatically. And we also need to think about Bosch, which produced and provided some of the technology that went into the Volkswagen diesels that allowed this to happen. And Bosch, which is the largest supplier in the world as far as automotive supplier is concerned, they've recently been cited in a civil suit, 56-page civil suit that has now cited Bosch for civil fraud.
Wow.
So you're right, it does extend far beyond Volkswagen and its consumers.
Absolutely. Just kind of talking about just branding now. I'm sure you're aware that Warren Buffett's philosophies of it takes 25 years to build a brand, but it only takes 5 minutes to destroy it. Has Volkswagen destroyed their brand?
Well, they definitely haven't destroyed it, but they have hurt it. In 2015, the value of the Volkswagen brand dropped about 10%. So it has taken a hit. How Volkswagen handles this, how they rectify the situation, both with technology, how they compensate their consumers, how they compensate their dealers, etc. Well, the jury's still out on that. But the manner in which they attempt to rectify the situation will have a huge impact on how big of a hit that brand value will take. We know it will take one, but now the ball's in Volkswagen's court to see how well they can rectify the situation and move on with their goals of being the largest auto manufacturer in the world.
It sounds like there's going to be a lot to still unfold as time goes on. But I want to thank you all for watching our first installment of NIU Business Buzz. I want to thank Dr. Tim Aurand for coming and answering our questions. I'm sure we'll come back to you as this all kind of unfolds. And look back here for some more videos with professors discussing real-life business issues the next time we have NIU Business Buzz. Thank you.